Today, I want to share with you a technique which will help you make memorable points in your presentation, which people will act on. This technique is called the story wrap. It's used by the best speakers around the world, and with a little bit of practice, you can use it in your presentations as well. So what is the story wrap technique? Well, this is where you have a point, and instead of just saying that point to the audience, you wrap a story around that point. What does this do? Well, it makes it more memorable because we remember stories far better than just plain bland information. So to make sure you fully understand this technique, I have to give you a demonstration, and that means telling you a story. In December 2018, I was terrified. That was because I was presenting in front of the most intimidating audience I had ever faced. I was presenting to high school kids. Now, the reason I was so nervous about this was because most of my presentations are to adults, and teenagers are very different to adults. So, with just a few days left to go, I thought about getting a second opinion from someone who could help me refine my presentation and make sure that it was going to be great on the day. And that person is my girlfriend, Emma. She's great at pointing out what I do well and when I'm crap. So it's a good mix. Anyway, we're in our living room and I start delivering this presentation to her just the same way as I plan to deliver it to the kids, to the teenagers on the day. But about 15 minutes in, she asks me to stop. She then says, "Kyle, you're delivering this to kids, right?" "Yeah," I reply. "So why are you talking to them like they own a mortgage and coach football on Saturday mornings?" "I'm not sure." "Seriously, Kyle, you're talking about mindset and strategies like you're talking to someone who's in business. These teenagers aren't in business. You need to start speaking their language." She was absolutely right. If I'd continued in that vein, I would have bombed that day. But because of that advice, I made some adjustments to my presentation. I stopped talking about strategies and started sharing stories from when I was their age. I reduced my own speaking time and made the session more interactive. But above all, I've made my content specific to them and the hardships and difficulties they were currently going through. And because of those adjustments, the presentation became a great success. The kids loved it, the teachers loved it, people were coming up and thanking me afterwards. So what's the lesson here? You have to speak your audience's language. Now let's cut out of the story for a second. Going back to our story wrap point, let me ask you this. If I just said to you, speak your audience's language, would it have been that impactful on you? Probably not. But because I shared a story which demonstrated the message in action, you're far more likely to remember it and be impacted by it. So in the future for your presentations, instead of just sharing your points or making a point, think about wrapping a story around that point. And if you do so, you'll find that people are much more likely to embrace your words and take action on them. If you enjoyed this tip on storytelling today, then check out my new book, The 5 Pillars of Effective Public Speaking. It's available on Amazon now. It's been out for about a month and it's got 13 reviews and all of them are 5 stars. So there must be something half decent in there. To end, I'll leave you with the words of Les Brown. Never tell a story without making a point, and never make a point without telling a story.